Hey guys, it's Comic Quiz here bringing another comic review, and today I'm going to be doing Superman issue 23.2, Brainiac issue 1. So, yeah, this is again, if you've seen my other two reviews this week, then this again follows a similar format to those two, to Killer Frost and Zod and the Court of Owls, Batman and Robin issues, and it's pretty much an origin story for Brainiac, kind of. So this, like I said, it starts off with Brainiac. He's about to take over this planet called Planet Noma, and he sent his herald, which is actually called Numanoid, who's meant to carry this out on his behalf. But we find out this character, Numanoid, he's a robot, was actually created by the smartest, well, the greatest scientist on that planet, who is called Victoria Viceroy. So Victoria is all confused, like, why is her creation turning against her and fighting for Brainiac? So then we find out that he was corrupted by Brainiac, and then he gets into this whole story about explaining how Brainiac isn't destroying this planet, but is trying to save it by preserving its culture, yada yada, you know, common Brainiac stuff. Then he gets into this whole backstory of Brainiac just to explain his purpose and why he's doing all this. Then we find out Brainiac, like, you know, if you know a lot about Brainiac, you should already know this. He comes from a planet called Yod Kolu, and he was pretty much a scientist there. But we also find out here, if you didn't know this, I'm not sure if this follows with Pre-52 law, but here he was experimenting on his son, like augmenting him. But his wife found out about this and took him and reported him to the authorities. He was being persecuted, but while he was being persecuted, he actually tried to defend himself by giving quite a valid reason why he was doing this, explaining how he'd been doing some research. He'd found out there was a fifth dimension, and from this dimension came these things called the Multitude, these godlike creatures who were destroying planets, literally just like blowing them up. So he had at first wanted to try and learn from them, but he realized that they were too out of control for that. So he started studying their patterns, their movements, and realized that Kolu would be next to be destroyed. So he decided to experiment on his son as a prototype to one day upgrade the entire Kolu race so they could repel the Multitude. But even though he said all this, it's actually quite a valid reason. Even though what he did was horrible, but it was still quite valid, to be honest. The people of Kolu, the court, find him guilty anyway. They don't care about his reasoning, and they exile him. So while he's exiled, we actually find out that he had installed a backup software into all the programs, all the software on the planet and its database and everything. He has like a sleeper program which he activated, and he pretty much the ship he was exiled on, he pretty much took control of it. He augmented the ship so it could serve the purpose he needed it for, and augmented himself, turning himself into the Brainiac we know today. So he goes back to Kolu, and he starts with there. He gathered all the knowledge and information from the planet. He captured the capital city, which ironically had, well, not ironically, coincidentally had his wife and child on it, and destroyed the whole planet. So then he continued this cycle over and over again until he got to Noma, which is the planet we're on right now. So even after hearing all this, the Viceroy doesn't care. She disables the guards that were holding her down and takes down Numanoid, and says that she believes half of what Numanoid was saying, but the other half she knows that it's complete garbage. So then she was saying that if you wanted, she was told Numanoid, if your master is so really trying to preserve and protect everybody from the Multitude, why not let him come down and tell me this himself? And Brainiac actually does come down and appears in front of her. He beats her down and starts digitizing the knowledge from Noma and about to destroy the planet. But before is able to do this, she's able to record everything that's happened, everything that was said, and send it on an open link, just so that another planet can find out about what Brainiac is doing, so to prevent from this tragedy happening again. And then we find out that Veritas, what's the woman's name? Shea Veritas, she gets the message and she finds out about, she gets the the video message, finds about Brainiac's plans, and she says, alright, we need to, Superman needs to see this, and that's where the issue ends. So, also forgot to mention, there was a little bit about Krypton that was interesting. How Brainiac went to Krypton. As we know, he stole Kandor, but when he left, he found out that the multitude went to Krypton, and as expected, they were going to destroy it. But Jor-El was actually able to repel the multitude. So when Brainiac saw this, he was actually intrigued. Like, wait, so Jor-El, a scientist similar in caliber to me, was able to do this. I must find out the secret. But by the time he went there, Krypton had already blown up. So the reason why he went to Viceroy Victoria and her planet was to find a scientist who could replicate the same method that Jor-El used to defeat the multitude. So that's what he was trying to do, and that's kind of highlights some of his what am I gonna say? Kind of highlights his interest with the House of El, because he believes that maybe Superman might have had this information, how to defeat the multitude, passed on to him from Jor-El. So yeah, that's the only bit I want to add in there. So overall, it was an alright issue. I give it a 6.5 personally. It was not as interesting as the Zod backstory or maybe the Killer Frost one, but it was still a decent story. Also, like I've noticed, it's like they tried to make Brainiac, even though what he did was wrong to his son and we're doing to all his planets, it kind of like they're trying to make it as if he's doing this all for the greater good, because the multitude were going to destroy these planets anyway. So he's at least preserving the knowledge of his planet and keeping at least a small portion of its population kept alive. So in a way, they tried to make it seem as if you can understand why he's doing this, even though it is evil. But they did highlight in this issue that it's not really doing this out of the goodness of his heart. He's actually doing this because he wants to destroy these planets. He wants to collect these things as trophies. But yeah, and it did make more sense with that. So yeah, that was it really for this issue. So it was an alright, like I said, 6.5. Nothing too special, but it was an alright backstory. Not as good as the Zod backstory or the Killer Frost one. So yeah, that's it for this review, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I hope you tell me in the comments down below what you liked about this issue. Did you love it? You hate it? What were the key points that you picked up from this issue? Also, don't forget to tell me in the comments down below what you're thinking overall for these villain month issues that have been coming up for the next 4 weeks. Tell me what you're most anticipating for this run that's happening, and also don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. It's been Comic Wiz, and see you guys next time. Bye.